he went out of his way to include a happy chord here in a position where there should be a sad chord. Hey music friends, this is Davi Vasc, I'm a music composer for games, and today finally we're going to listen to and talk about a track from Hollow Knight again. And today's track is Pale Chord, and once again I don't know anything about this track. From the image that I'm seeing here, it seems to be maybe from the same DLC as the Green Troop one. I don't know. Let's go. Oh man. Oh. Oh, this is great. Oh man, what a melody. So good. So this is great. The first thing I noticed about this, I mean, first of all, it's beautiful, right? There's some hints of positivity in here, but it also feels very lonely and sad. So there's this contrast between loneliness and some sort of dignity and beauty. But also, the first thing I noticed about this harmonically is this, check this out. So the track is in the same key as the title screen track, if I remember correctly. And then this happens. And this is something that I pointed out in the title screen theme as well. The composer, Christopher Larkin, chose a sad sounding key to compose this song. So it's kind of a sad atmosphere here. But then he does this. This is a happy chord that shouldn't be here. It doesn't belong in this key. In this position here, there should be a sad chord. It should be this one. Sounds a lot more negative and sad, right? Like I said in the title screen theme, he went out of his way to include a happy chord here in a position where there should be a sad chord. And in the title screen theme, I said that, you know, it's kind of it's a hint of some positivity, of some hope, some kind of good thing in a context of sadness, right? And you can see that kind of contrast even in the aesthetics of the game, you know, because as you guys have told me, the story is super heavy and sad, but the visuals, the graphics of the game are kind of cartoony and you know, childish. So you can see that kind of contrast even in the aesthetics. And I don't know what this says about the Pale Chord. I'm not sure if he's just making a callback to the main theme of the game, or if this actually says something about the Pale Chord, if maybe there's some reason to feel positive about the Pale Chord. But also he does this as well, which he also did in the main theme. So this here is also something that he did on the title screen, and I'm not gonna repeat everything that I said on the title screen, but this is, I think, what I called an almost tense chord going into a tense chord. So it's a gentler, more smooth way to build up into tension. It sounds a bit more positive than if you just go straight into a tense chord. So he eases into it. Sounds more hopeful, a bit more positive. So again, sad context, sad key, but a few hints of positivity in there. I'm not sure what that means for Pale Chord. But then there's this beautiful melody. And again, to me, solo instruments like a solo violin like this feels so lonely. You know, it's one lonely voice. again. So he's doing it again, the happy chord that doesn't belong. Oh. Man, this sounds kind of otherworldly. Whoa. Wow, the harmony in this is crazy. So I mentioned that this part here feels kind of otherworldly and trippy. I'm gonna show you something that he's doing here in order to achieve this kind of sensation, and it's something called modulation. And modulation, simply explained, is basically changing key. And key, there's more to it than that, but explaining it simply, key is basically the group of notes that are available to you to use in a song. So each key is a different group of notes. And when you change key in the middle of the song, that creates a sensation of strangeness, of unfamiliarity, right? Or otherworldliness, because you're accustomed to a group of notes, and suddenly that group changes and you have that kind of sensation. Where am I? What is this? What's going on? So see if you can detect here a sensation of unfamiliarity and strangeness when he changes the key. I'm gonna show you. Now, did you feel it? And he does this several times in this part here. So he went from this key, which is the normal key that the song started in, and he went here. So it's a new group of notes, a new set of notes. It gives that sensation of, where am I? What is this? And I imagine maybe he's trying to say something about the pale chord with this. Maybe it's a strange kind of otherworldly and fascinating kind of place. Maybe? Okay, so after all the modulations, it goes into this. The drama, it's getting bigger. Oh man. Oh man. Oh wow. Okay, hold up. So, at first I thought this was, like a normal location kind of track. You're exploring this location and this track is playing, but now I'm not sure because it feels too dramatic. It almost sounds like it could be a combat, maybe a boss track. One of those kind of sad, dramatic bosses from Souls games and that Hollow Knight has as well. It could be also, it feels very scripted. It's not very loopable. It's not just a sequence that loops over and over. It's linear. There's a progression. So it could also be like some kind of scripted sequence, maybe a cutscene or some kind of scripted gameplay sequence. I'm not sure. I'm curious now. Okay, so we're coming down a little bit. Oh my god. What? Oh. Oh, that's the melody from before. Wow. So now it really feels scripted, because there was a climax and he was playing so much with our expectations, leaving us on our toes. You know, it gets loud and at one point, then there's a pause and it gets quiet and then loud again and dramatic. And now, you know, after the climax, it just died down with the melody from before, with the chords that I told you about before, you know, the sad context, sad key, and hints of positivity. Sounds like a sort of bittersweet ending. I wonder what that means. This track was suggested by Irene G. Hooray, Irene G. I'm so happy I'm once again doing a video on Hollow Knight music. I had a bunch of suggestions to go through there for a while, but don't get me wrong, I love that I have so many suggestions. After all, this channel is all about inspiring and uplifting each other by sharing the music from the games that we love. And let me share more with you. I have a playlist here with all my videos about Hollow Knight music, and I even have a tiny playlist now on Celeste music. So whenever you're ready to spread your wings and go on a music journey again, I'll see you there.